Right, so we've been doing some work on our Rover 75 to do with the brakes, and I thought I'd cover a little bit about adjusting the handbrake. Of course, you've got the adjustment mainly for the cable up this end by the handbrake, and what you need to do to get this cover off basically is you can see here there's a little hook, and what I did is either with a trim tool your hand is get your hand underneath this cover and pull it back and then up so it comes out of this little slot here. There are other clips along the handbrake casing, but I found they more or less come out once this front one was done. And what we are going to do for adjusting is adjust up the it's the little nut on the thread. That's very similar to a lot of adjustments on the cable, but it's where it is. It's a little bit awkward on this one because what we found you have to do really is almost pull the handbrake up a little bit to get you access in there, and hopefully you can see where the socket is going down. It goes down onto that little nut adjust, and what I'll do is reposition the camera. I've repositioned the camera now, and I hope you can see where I've pulled it right back all the cover over the handbrake. You can just about see the thread and the nut down there, and that's similar to all handbrake adjusters. You can see how we had the socket on, and then you'll get the adjustment right. But what you need to do before you touch anything with the cable, if you're adjusting things up, unless you need to really slacken this off, is to adjust the main adjusters on the brakes. So on the 75, you've got a separate handbrake to your disc brakes. You've got a normal set of disc brakes, but the handbrake is in almost a little drum brake, and the adjuster you access through one of the wheel nut holes, and it's like a series of little teeth, and what you have to do is put a screwdriver in there, and you wind it down to loosen it and up to tighten it to get your adjustment, and it's normally around about this sort of area you find it. Right, so we've got it lined up. What we've got is two of the wheel nuts in so we can turn it, and hopefully you can see it's pretty free at the moment. And what you've basically got to do is sort of line it up so you can just about see the teeth, and then really it's really a job to see, and you've then got to put a screwdriver in, and what we're wanting to do is tighten it up at the moment, so it's a case of moving the teeth up, and as you're doing that you're slowly tightening it, and you just keep checking it so you cannot move the drum. Right, so I've been winding that up. I've just sort of started to feel it go tight, and now you cannot move the wheel at all. What we're now going to do is wind this back about 3 or 4 sort of turns, feeling it, so you're going down this time to try and almost unadjust it, and then we'll see. What we want is that we can move it but with a slight bit of drag. Right, so we've now loosened it off. Probably we did it about 2 turns, but it's really, you've got to feel for yourself. So it's now turning, but there is a slight bit of drag there now. We've also done that on the other side. You have to do both sides. Now we're going to go back in the car and adjust the handbrake up. Before we do anything, what we are going to do is just see how many clicks it does come up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's now getting tight.
Right, okay, so you now need to tighten that up a bit now.
Right, so that's come up round about 8 clicks, so we want it to really come up about 6 clicks. So what we're going to do is now put the socket and ratchet back on and tighten it up a little bit, and then just see where it's going to come. So again, we've got it up. I should get the socket on, then release it down. Right, so I've got the socket on. What I'm now going to do is now release the handbrake down with the socket on, and that will now allow us to just loosen that a little bit, or tighten that actually, should be a little bit, and then we'll see how far the handbrake will come up. Right, so I've been doing that up a little bit. Now we're going to see how far the handbrake comes up. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right, let it off.
6 and 7 is going to be really tight.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3. So that's about halfway.
Now let it off.
Off.
Yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. Let me just check the other side. Yeah, you've 3 clicks and it's starting to bite. It's starting to really hold.
As you see, we brought it up then 3 clicks and that was actually starting to bite. So with the 6, it's really full on. So what we're going to do now is check the other side and see if that's similar. 1, 2, 3.
We got 1 more.
4.
And again.
5.
And again.
6. Right, so as you see, we were testing then to make sure the passenger side was coming on the same as the driver's side, and the passenger side we needed to pull the handbrake up a few more clicks. So we're going to now adjust that side up to try and even things out. And what I've also done is, you can see there, we've turned this cover round on its side, and that's given us just a little bit more access to get in there. All you've got to watch is that you don't damage it as you're taking the handbrake on and off. Right, so because this side is so close, hopefully all we need is just probably 1 click up, and that should do it at the most 2. Again, it's moving the screwdriver up to get the adjustment to come on a little bit more. All you got to do really is avoid the little spring in there, see those little teeth, and notch it round. So yeah, actually coming over to the passenger side is allowing me to give you a little bit better view of that adjuster there under the handbrake. And as I said, we found pulling it up, getting your socket on, and then laying it down does give you that little bit more access, and having it up like that gives you a little bit of a better view. Just got to watch that you don't damage it. So we're going to get the wheels back on and give it one last try. Right, so that is more or less it done. For us, we can now get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is pulling up really tight. So that's about where we kind of want it. It is kind of a balancing act of getting the shoes adjusted at the back, where we showed you through the wheel nut hole, and once they're sort of gripping but you're still able to turn them, then you can then adjust a little bit more on this cable, or it may be just this cable that needs adjusting if they're adjusted there, but you can't really adjust one without the other, and you shouldn't just be adjusting this cable one, because really up here inside the car is, you know, what I'm calling the cable adjuster. It is really for taking up any slack in the cable, not for really adjusting the brakes as a whole. And as I said, it is a bit of a balancing act, so it's more showing you where the things are rather than how you would actually adjust it, because that's going to be different on each car depending on your brakes and how old they are, and whether you're adjusting them for a job you've done or just adjusting them up, maybe because it's even not come up to efficiency on an MOT, for instance. But hopefully this has shown you where the adjuster is here in the car and where the 2 adjusters are on the back, and how, you know, you really need them adjusted right before you can properly adjust this cable. We did a little fine adjustment on this just now after we'd got those right, and yeah, hopefully that has shown you just what you sort of need to do and what's involved in adjusting the handbrake. All we've got to do now is twist this round and get this back in. But before I put that back in, I'm going to have a little clean round there, and then we'll get that in. Hopefully that's been of use to you. As always, don't forget to have a look at any of our other videos. We've been doing some work on the brakes on this car recently, so maybe this kind of fits in with that as well, and might be of use to you. But for now, thank you very much for watching.